what items we have to start out with in the throne room.
And there we have it. And checking the stats right away is JJ Schmidt. Chest number 1 has some gold. Chest number 2 has some fairy water, and chest number 3 is going to be the key. And I don't know, and heal to start, so that could be good if they are surrounded by swamps.
Yeah, heal level 1 is actually really, really useful, especially because they have 12 MP, plenty of MP to make use of that heal. And JJ Schmidt smartly immediately going back up the stairs and going to go save. One important thing to note, and this is pure RNG at the start of the game, TheAlanHeffley got a very low roll on his starting gold chest, and JJ Schmidt actually got a pretty high roll on his chest. JJ Schmidt saving, going to want to go look for a shop because he has enough to buy a hand axe, 560 gold if he wants, whereas TheAlanHeffley, not quite enough, and maybe not going to try to look for that early town as he does try to fight a scorpion.
Scorpions have sleep and send him packing. So there goes half the gold he did pick up since he didn't save. JJ Schmidt in a battle with a ghost here.
Yeah, that's rough for TheAlanHeffley. With 4 strength, no way that he was going to really do any kind of damage to that scorpion. And JJ Schmidt showing, this 4 strength is tough. He's in a heated battle with a ghost here. Might take all of his MP just to win this fight.
That's a nimble ghost.
The ghost is a little bit nimble, but our hero is also quite weak. With 4 strength, there's just no guarantee you're actually going to be able to do 1 damage to a ghost, so there's going to be a lot of failed attacks at the beginning of the seed, for sure. TheAlanHeffley picking up first blood, gets a kill on a red slime.
JJ Schmidt has used all his resources to get this one ghost down. And the ghost is hanging in, but he finally gets him. Ooh,
he got it!
And a cave and a town right next to each other. The town of Call. We'll get to see a good search spot. I didn't see what cave that was. Did you see?
JJ Schmidt checked it, but I didn't see what it was. Fairy flute. Alright. TheAlanHeffley going to go check and see what items we have for sale here. And there is indeed a hand axe. JJ Schmidt going to go ahead and pick that up for himself. And going to have enough gold left over to pick up this clothes and the small shield if he wants to as well.
Yeah, that hand axe will really help him with the starting enemies.
Oh, absolutely. That hand axe is going to be huge. And TheAlanHeffley is making a bold decision here. I completely agree with this decision. He has reset his game, given up the experience that he got, and is going to go ahead and re-roll this gold chest. I was wondering if he was going to do this, and this is a very heads-up play from TheAlanHeffley. As long as he gets at least 560 gold from this chest, and yes, he did, he's going to be able to walk straight back to Cole and pick himself up some of the same gear that JJ Schmidt did.
Yeah, instead of struggling with the early game enemies, he's going to... This little reset will save him the time he would have struggled trying to punch stuff with 4 strength.
Absolutely, and unfortunately, again, he does give up some of that starting experience, and he is going to be just slightly behind JJ Schmidt, just going to have to walk back to Cole and actually make those purchases, but this is going to pay dividends in the long run for sure.
And there we see the axe is already paying dividends on JJ Schmidt, taking down a Drakey in 1 shot.
Absolutely. Going to get himself that level 2. Not a lot of stats here, but, we're a little bit of a slow start. No 42 HP or whatever at the beginning of the seed.
Well, that cave has a rogue scorpion, and the rogue scorpion said, not today.
I was thinking that might be Mountain Cave, but I'm not sure exactly which cave that was.
Yeah, I can't tell in the dark. I'd have no idea. And in chat, I see up to NG saying that he did need to start over TheAlanHeffley.
Yeah, absolutely. If there was a copper sword available in coal, then there's a good argument for just buying the copper sword and moving on. But with no cheaper weapon available, a reset was absolutely called for there.
JJ Schmidt takes down a Scorpion to hit level 3.
Yeah, it looks like they're not too hasty with the sleeps there. And wow, 12 strength on level 3. So that's like having another hand axe on top of the one he already has.
And he gets the spell and he gets the stop spell, so he can really cut down on the sleeps.
TheAlanHeffley taking a dip into this cave and then coming right back out, so I'm actually not too sure what cave that is myself. Oh, JJ Schmidt running away from an armored knight on 16 agility. Oh my goodness. Wow.
Wow, and that's not far from the castle.
No, it's not. The castle must be in like just the top left corner of his zone or something like that.
That could be good to remember for a later grind. If any of the grind squares are no good. Look at that hit points. 28. Heal more.
28 and heal more. Wow. Never mind. Stats coming hot and fast here. 28 hit points. JJ Schmidt's going to be very happy to see that. And a very good, diverse set of enemies to beat up here. I believe it's 165 to the next level. JJ Schmidt fighting these skeletons can have no problem to get there if he kind of wants to stop and grind. Yeah, up to NG in chat noting that skeleton's perfect for a couple of extra levels. I absolutely agree. But JJ Schmidt decides that he wants to stop back in cold, maybe get some of his MP back. Potentially might want to go over to the item shop. It is a little bit out of the way, the item shop in coal, but might want to spend a little bit of money down, try to get a dragon scale or something else for himself.
Or even a torch so he can check out the cave next door.
Yeah, exactly. We don't have audio from TheAlanHeffley's side, but I'm wondering if he's bonking his way through. Maybe he loaded up a map from another website and is kind of bonking his way through to try to make progress through whatever cave this is. Again, it does the routing that he took kind of suggests to me that it's Mountain Cave, but I'm not super great at caves in the dark myself. JJ Schmidt picking up some torches, so we will find out fairly shortly which cave this is over here.
It did have werewolves in it, so...
Yeah, JJ Schmidt might regret going into this cave when he does, but we'll have to see what he runs into.
Droll, that's a pretty decent enemy. And even with the restart, TheAlanHeffley has almost caught up the experience race.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he has caught up, and yeah, really good enemies here. Again, Tantagel clearly on the edge of his zone, so anyone who's watching who is newer to Dragon Warrior Randomizer, so the area right around Tantagel Castle is called Zone 0, and I do believe the strongest enemy you're going to find there is a Scorpion. And Droll is considered, I believe, a little bit stronger than the Scorpion, and so if you do see a Droll, you know you're in a different zone to the west, northeast, or south.
And so we have the Stones of Sunlight Cave, which has the Fighter's Ring.
Ooh, good pickup for TheAlanHeffley, going to help out with that slightly lower attack power start, for sure. But yeah, where within that Zone 0 Tantagel lies is random, and so sometimes it can be right on one of the edges, and that does appear to be the case here. Armored Knight taking out TheAlanHeffley, gonna send him back to start. Very unfortunate.
Stone Men with the baby breath. And not scared to use it.
Not scared to use it at all. That could be very valuable That could be very valuable later. So now we've seen two things here. AK-47 with Hurt, very nice to see, and also Stoneman with that baby breath. Once we get the Erdrick's armor, that baby breath is going to be doing significantly less damage than they would otherwise do with physical attacks. So two big Sharlock softies here, I would say. Yeah, so far the end of the game does the end game monsters, the ones that we've seen so far. Wow, and Hurt out of blue dragons as well.
But without Hurt more, there's no chance of taking them down.
Oh, absolutely. Right now, all TheAlanHeffley can do is try and run away, and those Hurt spells are definitely going to give him extra chances. Meanwhile, JJ Schmidt seems to have found himself the zone that he wants to grind in. He's trying to pick up that next level again. Very close, I believe, right at 165 is when he's going to get that.
I agree, McGrew. Something out there is going to have all the cards. Looks like JJ Smith is doing a bit of grind here around that cave. He is close to level 6, so he might be hoping for a good spell.
He is indeed very close to level 6. If he can just wake up, yep, there he goes. Wakes up, gonna take out the Scorpion, gonna get himself level 6. Let's see what that brings. Looks like no attack power, decent boost in HP, and what else do we get there?
Repel.
Oh man, the repel spell is going to be extremely valuable for both of our runners, especially once they pick up a little bit more armor. Again, JJ Schmidt just rocking that small shield for the time being, but as soon as they pick themselves up a little bit more armor, that is going to significantly reduce the amount of random battles that they run into.
He dives into the cave again, and the Stone Man is waiting for him at the door with bated breath, basically.
Yeah, no kidding. Unfortunately, not a lot of agility boosts so far on these levels. Only sitting on 26 agility. Gonna have a really hard time trying to get away from this Stoneman. And yeah, unfortunately, no sleep yet to try to put 80% chance to put Stoneman to sleep and 100% chance to run away once you do so. Very unfortunate.
Looks like JJ Smith's going into dark, so it'll be hard to tell what cave he's in until he actually comes up with a chest.
Yeah, very interesting play. JJ Schmidt did opt to buy those torches. I guess going to save them for Sharlock. Very comfortable. Again, assuming this is the mountain cave, I do believe that's what this is. He is very comfortable navigating that in the dark. So yeah, we will have to see whether or not he gets one chest on the first floor or 3. That will tell us which cave it is.
Looks like we have a dual restart. And it looks like TheAlanHeffley has done a lot more exploring, and JJ Smith is tending to grind more. It'll be interesting to see whose play will turn out in the end.
Yeah, TheAlanHeffley died just before getting to another town over there. Looked like kind of in the southwest, over by that Stones of Sunlight cave. So, unfortunate that he couldn't make it to that town. Looks like he's going to head back in that same direction.
Yeah, I agree with up to NG, yeah. You're definitely not going down there with those enemies at these levels.
Yeah, definitely going to want some more abilities. Maybe that sleep spell for the stone golems and maybe a little bit more HP and defense for those werewolves. Oh, virtual high five. Here is JJ Schmidt stumbling upon the Stone Sunlight Cave for the first time. And if he heads up, just like TheAlanHeffley is now, they're both going to find this town at about the same time. Let's see what happens here.
And a Demon Knight with Hurt More wipes out Heffley.
Oh, man. Those guys are nasty enough already. Super high agility. One of the highest dodge chances in the game on those Shadow Knights. And when they have Hurt More, you are going to be in potentially for a really bad time.
Looks like JJ Smith is heading south. going to fight a Warlock here. Doesn't seem to be too bad of an attack, so we should get it pretty easily.
Yeah, dual Warlocks here, and if Warlocks and other enemies like that appear in the zone, yeah, Poltergeist here. JJ Schmidt, I wouldn't doubt him at all if he decided to sit around in this desert and just grind out an extra level. 300, I believe, is what he needs to hit, so not too far away. Yeah, it looks like that's exactly what JJ is going to do. He's going to sit here, going to try to get that next level.
And the AK-47 shows up again, but only with hurts, so... But you're still going to have a hard time getting away.
Oh, Armored Knights with Stop Spell as well. So, wow, potentially a really good grind enemy if they appear in one of the Spike Tail spots later on.
Still hits pretty hard, though.
Just a bit.
JJ Schmidt takes on a Wraith, which should give him his level 7, but it does not, because I miscalculated. A zone with metal slimes.
Yeah, it's the second Metal Slime that JJ Schmidt has seen. Unfortunately, none of them wanting to stick around just yet. TheAlanHeffley trying to get back to this town, and oh man, okay, just gets a regular Druid. Should have no problems taking this down.
If it doesn't have anything big.
It's got something. He led off with the Stop Spell. Oh, they, okay, chat's telling us that they do have Hurt More and Stop Spell of their own, but TheAlanHeffley wisely throwing out that Stop Spell. Oh, JJ Schmidt taking down a Metal Slime. Oh my goodness. And that's going to be, unfortunately, no spells and potentially not a lot of stats for JJ Schmidt, but he's deciding he wants to sit here and try to get another one, maybe get himself another level here before moving on.
And we have Garanham.
Garanham is a pretty solid find for sure.
But I don't know if they have a key, so...
Yeah, as far as I'm aware, they don't have keys yet, so unfortunately not going to be able to check the back for those 3 treasure chests, but still going to be able to do a little bit of shopping here, potentially. And it looks like a lot of armor, but not a lot of other options here, unfortunately.
Yeah, and JJ Smith does seem to be wanting to grind out another level. After getting that metal slime, it really quickens the pace.
Nice. 10 power and a little bit of everything else you could want. And the return and outside spells, I believe, are the new spells at that level. So both of those going to be fairly useful, as neither one of our competitors have really explored much of any caves yet. So a lot of time to be saved with the pickup of those 2 spells. Wow, 79 max HP. JJ Schmidt decides that this is the point where he says, all right, I'm feeling pretty comfortable. I got my heal more, I got my HP. Let's go ahead and check out what else we can find on the map.
Well, they won't be hunting down Goldman anytime soon.
Absolutely not. Goldman furious with that Dragon Lord 2 breath, almost killing JJ Schmidt, who finds another town almost in the exact same area as TheAlanHeffley is in, finding ourselves a little bit of a village of sorts here with these 2 towns pretty close to each other.
TheAlanHeffley has just found it. Got its Hawk's Nest.
Oh boy.
Might be good information to check the tile out, though.
TheAlanHeffley taking a little bit of a pause there, probably marking down the location of Hawksness so he doesn't forget later, but without a decent weapon or hurt more, odds are pretty low of them being able to defeat whatever is on that spike tile. Speaking of which, here's a golem, could be on that spike tile here. Punches TheAlanHeffley in the face. TheAlanHeffley's going to play that fairy flute, guaranteed to put the golem to sleep, and he is just going to run away.
And JJ Schmidt is hot on his tail. Boat runners are going in the same direction, and JJ Smith is now heading back to the castle.
Both runners were going in the same direction, but JJ Schmidt not quite having that information that those Druids have hurt more. We're going to know that now, but not going to be making it out of that particular encounter. Let's see if he chooses the same direction as well.
And we do have a cave on the TheAlanHeffley side, but we're unsure if he's going to make it there with the AK-47 standing in his way. The Jerk Cave.
Oh, very important. Both players, once they find that cave, definitely going to want to remember where it is, as they're going to need to come back here once they have all 3 quest items to get that rainbow drop so that they can have access to Sharlock. So, yeah, very, very important that they remember the location of that particular cave.
Looks like the AK-47 just took that axe and made short work of Heffley.
Oh, you know what? This is actually Swamp Cave, so JJ Schmidt heading to the other side of the Swamp Cave, gonna check out the second continent for the first time. So yeah, confirmation now that the cave next to Cole is indeed the Swamp Cave. So fairly easy to navigate your way through in the dark. A little bit easier if you're coming from the north side. All you got to do is go straight down, then a little bit right, a little bit down, a little bit left to get to those steps. But when you're coming from the bottom, you're going to want to go right, up, left. And then once you're all the way far left as you can, you just go straight up till you hit the stairs. Pretty easy. And yeah, so far, not a whole lot on the second continent. Not a lot of enemies going to be giving JJ Schmidt a lot of problems. It's just some free experience from these scorpions here.
We have a cave, but I don't remember if he checked it or not.
Oh, Druid Lord's looking pretty vanilla today with their heal spell. Fortunately, not wanting to spam it, so JJ Schmidt able to take that down under 100 experience. Actually, 101 experience exactly, I do believe, to that next level.
And a town. Breckenary.
Alright, so we do have that Motel 6 here on the second continent. And going to go ahead and take an inn. And JJ Schmidt probably going to want to check that weapon shop just in case there's a silver shield or maybe something else that he can get his hands on. Maybe could upgrade to some chainmail too.
JJ gonna stock up on some herbs.
Yeah, gonna top off that healing item count, and he's gonna just walk out here. He's gonna check the weapon shop. Looks like, yep, he's going for the weapon shop real quick. Or, okay, I will eat those words. JJ Schmidt not gonna check the weapon shop at all. As we do have our first rent-a-cops of this particular seed. Axe Knight's not quite as nasty as those fun police or the AK-47s. But still scary enough that JJ Schmidt doesn't want to fight them at this particular time.
And it looks like north of Breckenary has a dead end, so... Doesn't look like this second continent might be very big.
Yeah, and with those stats that JJ Schmidt picked up just over the course of leveling, he is going to be able to take down this Wyvern, which is going to get him not quite the next level, but very, very close. Again, this is JJ Schmidt. Again, with this Wyvern here, going to be able to take this down, going to get himself that next level, and this is absolutely JJ Schmidt reaping the benefits of that earlier grinding. Without the HP, mostly that he gained, wouldn't really be able to take down this particular enemy at this time.
Well, the Wyvern's giving him all he can handle.
Absolutely, but not quite going to be enough. JJ Schmidt is victorious, is going to get himself this level. Let's see what he gets.
Pretty random level.
5 HP, or sorry, 5 power, 2 agility, 5 hit points, and 2 MP. So not big, but the extra strength will be a welcome addition, I'm sure.
And we have our first green dragon sighting, but he runs. Looks like the Axe Knight doesn't want JJ Schmidt to leave him just yet.
Oh, and I do believe we have our first Kaishin no Ichigaki from the TheAlanHeffley. Gonna take out that Spectre with no problems whatsoever. Wow, this zone is very juicy. Oh no, Druid Lords have hurt more too. Druid Lords picking up a nasty habit from their younger brothers there, the regular Druids. And gonna send TheAlanHeffley back to start. Revenge of Druid Lords, if I do say so myself, as I am particularly fond of taking them out with Hurtmore myself.
And it looks like JJ Schmidt is going to get another Motel 6 before he explores the other half of the second continent.
Yeah, I'd really like to see him check the weapon and armor shop before he leaves. Looks like he's going to do that right now. Let's see what we have here.
He's going to get himself a chainmail. That'll help him out.
That will definitely help out. And also, there is some other stuff available here. Broadsword, half plate. If we can see a little bit of kind of a fake gold grind here, or a slow gold grind later on, I would not want to pass those two upgrades up. The broadsword, second best weapon that you can buy, and half plate, I believe, the third best armor that you can buy. Still very, very valuable purchases if they have a chance to afford them.
The Golem with baby breath as well.
Golem with full-on Dragon Lord breath. Oh my goodness, that is going to be potentially nasty later, especially if they have to fight that Golem to get... I've seen seeds where you had to fight that Golem in order to get Erdrick's armor. That is not going to be fun if that's the case.
Yeah, because we still don't know what is on that spike tile.
Absolutely, we do not yet.
Neither runner decided to give it a peek while they were in Hawksness.
Yeah, I think JJ Schmidt's almost at the point now with his... he's got a little bit of gear, he's got some HP, he's got heal more. The next time he dies and passes by Hawksness, he may want to go ahead and check that out.
Yeah, as long as it's not a red dragon or something, like a golem, he might actually have a chance if it's an Axe Knight, say.
Yeah, if it's an Axe Knight, he would have a decent chance. If it's a golem, he could put it to sleep. He does have the Fairy Flute after all. But yeah, red dragon, blue dragon might be just a little bit outside the abilities of JJ Schmidt. Wow, oh man, the Kaishin Negata on JJ Schmidt's side, trying to take down the Spectre. Not going to have any problems, just a little bit of a blip there.
Looks like both runners are heading north now. That Druid Lord is having nothing to do with Heffley, though.
Absolutely not. They are very fond of casting that Hurtmore spell, which is really nasty. They are a quite decent mid-game enemy. Not quite as good as the Wyverns. As JJ Schmidt has found himself another really nice zone for grinding. Gonna go ahead and take the opportunity here to try to pick up yet another level, looking to reach 1500 agility.
Yeah, fighting these Druid Lords, they have heal, but don't remember, they also have hurt more, so...
JJ Schmidt in chat, people talking about whether or not the Dragon Lord 2 could be holding on to Erdrick's armor, and McGrew taking notes for version 2.1 might want to hide that Erdrick's armor behind the final boss of the game. Oh boy. Stop giving him ideas, folks.
JJ Schmidt is back at the castle. We'll see if he does decide to check out Hawksness this time. He is using the Loto sprite from Dragon Warrior 2, while the TheAlanHeffley is using my favorite sprite, the Red Mage.
Yeah, we got Red Mage from Final Fantasy 1, and I do believe that is the hero. Yeah, that's right, the Loto sprite, the hero from Dragon Warrior 3 over on JJ Schmidt's side. Fortunately, in one of the newest versions of the randomizer, there were a significant number of alternate sprites added, so lots of fun to be had by switching those around.
Yeah, me, a Final Fantasy fan myself, I like to use the Red Mage.
Yeah, Red Mage sprite is a really cool sprite. Love the feather in his cap and the flowing red cape.
Looks like JJ Schmidt has hit a Magiwyvern. That's a good middle-of-the-road enemy if he can take it down. So right now, JJ Schmidt has got a good experience lead, almost 1,000. But their exploration is just about the same. So if it wasn't for that reset, I'd say this would be a neck-and-neck match. And TheAlanHeffley takes the Motel 6, while JJ Schmidt is fighting a Droll Magi. And both runners get a level at the exact same time. Those are some good hit points and magic points gained on JJ Schmidt's side, but still no spells. So we're still short to hurt more.
Yeah, we're still short that hurt more spell, but getting those stats up there, and JJ Schmidt almost enough gold to buy that half plate armor. I almost wonder if he isn't going to consider maybe a little bit of a enemy traditional gold grind to try to pick that up. As not much else to do for him right now in the town of Garanham.
No, until they find some keys, they're going to be...
Oh, JJ Schmidt finding himself the tablet cave, doing his bonks correctly, was considering maybe not clearing this out, but with the outside spell, it is only going to take him about 30 seconds to navigate his way to this one chest and do that check real quick here. Let's see what he finds.
And Bumpkus.
Yeah, it looks like there was an herb sitting in that chest. So whenever you have 6 herbs or 6 keys, if you find one in a chest, that is when the game will tell you that the chest is empty. So most likely an herb sitting in that chest there.
And the Poltergeist packing hurt more. So we are 33 minutes in, and we have not found one of the required items yet. Up to NG, I agree. JJ Schmidt continuing to explore and finds a dead end, where he meets up with a golem who very gently shakes his hand. Yeah, it'd be neat if Gwaelin could hold a key item as well.
Yeah, no kidding.
So you'd have to rescue her.
That would actually be really cool. I would very much be a fan of being forced to rescue Gwylin in certain seeds. Other than seeds that have like a slightly difficult count.
And we have the town of Cantlin, but with no keys, they still can't get the cords or more keys. So Rimdalar remains undiscovered.
Yeah, Rimbledar remains undiscovered, and both the Mountain Cave and the Grave remain undiscovered, either of which could have a key waiting inside.
I don't think we've come across the Silver Shield yet either, have we?
Not yet. There is the Locked Shop in Cantlin to check, and there is the Rimbledar shop to check, but I do believe that's about it in terms of trying to find silver shields for our runners.
And there is a chance for a gold grind out there.
Absolutely. With no keys, we have not seen what's inside the Tantagel Treasury. So yeah, still the possibility of a gold grind available. There was a flame sword, I believe, in that town of Cole if they wanted to grind for that, but nothing else yet as far as the high-end purchasable items.
Yeah, there was a magic armor, but that was about it. I'm curious. It's curious that none of them have decided to make the trip back to Hawksness yet.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and agree with you on that one. I think if I were in JJ Schmidt's position with his stats, I would want to be going and checking that out just to see. Again, if it's a blue dragon, we've seen blue dragons have the hurt spell, and so it is potential that they could be easily dispatched and could make that check real quick. But JJ Schmidt deciding to explore the map first.
I mean, even if it would be a golem, say, I mean, you got the flute, you have heal more. It might take you a little bit longer, but there is a chance you could pull it off. Especially since the golem seems to like their baby breath a lot.
Wolfman2000 dropping a couple links in chat. Feel free to go ahead and give these runners a follow. Again, JJ Schmidt, very active in the Dragon Warrior and Zelda 2 randomizer community. TheAlanHeffley, also, I believe, active in the Zelda 1, Zelda 2, and Dragon Warrior randomizer communities.
Looks like TheAlanHeffley is trying to make it to that trap tile in Hawksness, but the AK-47 is having none of it.
Yeah, not quite enough attack power to try to fight this Armored Knight, even though it doesn't do a whole lot of damage. Just not really going to be able to do that much damage to it himself.
Well, if it keeps casting hurt, at least you have a chance.
This is true, but I almost wonder if it's a little frustrating. Wow, and finally taking 8 damage from a hurt spell. Almost wonder if it's not frustrating just failing over and over again. With that 31 agility, gonna take quite a lot of its attempts.
Yeah, we'll see if JJ Smith decides to visit that town as well. Looks like the experienced lead is staying about the same, about a grand between them. Looks like TheAlanHeffley is heading directly back for Hawksness, but once again, the AK-47 says no. Too bad you couldn't change the sprite to replace his axe with like a machine gun or something. JJ Smith is now discovering the Rainbow Drop Cave. Meanwhile, TheAlanHeffley is fighting one of the jerk birds. So right now, boat runners are doing a little bit of exploring. A little bit of grinding as they explore, so... Yes, Jackamus Wedge. Birds are jerks. Final Fantasy is no exception. Looks like jjschmidt is still walking around. He sees another cave. I'm not sure if we've seen this one before. And TheAlanHeffley is now going to grab an inn and Garen him, and he still does not have a key, so we still can't check those 3 chests behind the locked door. And it looks like jjschmidt has found a grave, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yep, that is indeed the grave, so he's going to have access to 3 chests here on the first floor. Let's see what he finds.
Our first key item, the silver harp and Erdrick's sword.
Oh boy, that is a huge pickup here for jjschmidt, finding himself the big stick. And with that, I have to imagine he's going to want to go check out Hawk's Nest. Going to be able to take out those AK-47s now, potentially, if nothing else. Oh man, running into a Spectre and giving him a quick Haishin no Ichigeki. Gonna dispatch him with haste with that new shiny sword.
And there is a Sherlock sighting. On jjschmidt's side. Meanwhile, TheAlanHeffley getting level 8. Trying to escape from this Axe Knight, but the Axe Knight is giving him serious issues at the moment. And sends him back packing. jjschmidt continuing his exploration. Doesn't look like there's much past Sherlock though, so he'll probably have to turn around and head back. He's serious low on resources, and the werewolf is making a difficult time of him. So we'll see what jjschmidt decides to do now. Like Lafkian said, with Erdrick's sword, it wouldn't be a bad play to check out Hawk's Nest, see what's on that trap tile. Ooh, and a pretty weak level for level 11.
Yeah, lots of 1s and a 0 there in the HP. Not the greatest level up in the world for sure.
Looks like jjschmidt's on life support. Not quite ready to pull the plug yet, though. And we have another town.
Hopefully the town of Rimmaldar so we can get some keys for our runners here.
Drumroll, Never mind. Drum roll, please.
Boom!
And there it is.
That is gonna break this seed wide open. JJ Schmidt knowing where the Grave, Garenham, and of course Tantagel are. Gonna be able to make all those checks real quick and hopefully gonna be able to get himself those items and put the seed together.
Yeah, he'll be able to check the grave, he'll be able to check the town, the chest, the cave behind the town, and as well as the treasury in Tantagel. We'll see where he decides to go first, though.
And he's also going to be able to check this chest here in Rimildar Inn, so given all the checks he's able to make, I think he's going to be able to put this together pretty quickly. I imagine I don't think we've seen every single cave just yet, but I think odds are pretty likely we're going to see Shrine Cave either in the back of Tantagel or in the back of Garenham, and JJ Schmidt already having that silver harp, going to be able to trade that in immediately.
Yeah, I would agree with you there. I'm going to say it's behind Tantagel.
All right, I'll go ahead and say it's behind Garenham. Let's see who's right.
Ooh, and the gold man spits on TheAlanHeffley. It burns!
Yeah, Tantagel was the castle with the water in it, the one JJ Schmidt's next to. That's where he needs to go to make his checks.
He's just gotta, jump the river and, survive some swamp. Looks like he is returning, and he is gonna check the treasury as well as the room. There's no need to re-roll, Wolf. They have keys. And there's the token.
Alrighty, so 2 of the 3 required items here for JJ Schmidt as he carefully decides what to drop. Does drop that Dragon Scale. Already equipped the Dragon Scale, no longer needs it.
Wait, after you equip the Dragon Scale, you can drop it and still have the benefits?
Yeah, and it's the same for the Fighter's Ring. So Fighter's Ring in this game gives +2 attack power, Dragon Scale gives +2 defense, and once they are equipped, you no longer need them. The effect will stay even if you drop them. So it is a strategy that some players take to buy a Dragon Scale and immediately sell it to get half of their gold back. Because, yeah, once you equip it, no longer needed.
Didn't know that.
However... Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, and there we have the Staff of Rain Cave. I was correct. Woo!
Nicely done.
I was going to say, the Fighter's Ring. When you use that as an item in battle, does it still make the enemy run away? Or try to, anyway.
No, it does not. So, Fighter's Ring and Dragon Scale do nothing in battle, but they do waste a turn, which Dragon Warrior 1 actually makes it really difficult for you to intentionally waste a turn in battle. So it can be sometimes useful if you intend on doing a gold grind to hold on to either the Fighter's Ring or the Dragon Scale, because again, if you use them in combat, it'll waste a turn and the enemy then gets a free attack on you. And if you're trying to intentionally take a death to something that's rather weak, it can be nice to have either the Fighter's Ring or the Dragon Scale, and you just use them over and over and over until you die.
Looks like TheAlanHeffley found a cave.
Stop spell can potentially have the same effect, and yeah, TheAlanHeffley finding the grave, gonna go ahead and pick himself up that silver harp and that Erdrick sword as well.
And looks like JJ Schmidt is trying to make short work of the blue dragon with stop spell. I mean, the blue dragon casts hurt all the time. This could be a good grind enemy to come on the end.
And another Kaishin no Ichigeki out of JJ Schmidt to take out that blue dragon and pick himself up a tasty 180 experience.
So right now, we are missing the Stones of Sunlight. And there is still the search spot in Hawksness, which should lead to the armor. which JJ Schmidt is about to see if he can get. Meanwhile, AlanHeffley gets his Silver Harp and his Erdrick Sword. Ooh, it's a Golem.
Oh boy, we're going to be making a lot of use of that fairy flute to try to keep this thing asleep.
Yeah, if it wakes up, you gotta kind of hope it uses its baby breath, not the big swing.
So far, a very sleepy Golem here for JJ Schmidt.
Yeah, and takes the Golem out.
Able to do that without taking any damage, and bingo! Erdrick's Armor for JJ Schmidt.
So just about 10 minutes ago, we were saying they didn't have a required item, didn't have the armor, and bam, 10 minutes later, only missing the stones.
Yeah, once you find those keys, the seed opens up real quick, and I have to imagine JJ Schmidt's going to want to find that town of Garinham. Going to want to check the back of Garinham for whatever's back there. I think it might be, I think it has to be the mountain cave at this point. I could be wrong. We will be finding out shortly, I imagine.
Also, the stones could be there, so...
Absolutely. And JJ Schmidt going to go ahead and fight this Golem. Knows that this Golem will give him level 12 if he can manage to take it down.
And the Golems seem to like to go to sleep. Oh, and the Golem takes him down!
Only 52 defense. Their agility still very, very poor in the seed. So even with that Erdrick's armor, not able to take a punch from the Golem, just a little bit too low on the HP. Ooh. Yeah, I agree, Wolfman. That was incredibly rude.
Looks like JJ Schmidt is now going to probably head to Garinham, I'd say. And an Axe Knight taking out AlanHeffley.
Yeah, Wolfman in chat correctly pointing out that there should not be any coordinates on the map, as we have found the token, the armor, and the fairy flute. So no counting required for either of our players, and the princess likely to go unsaved as well.
And now JJ Schmidt is in Garinham, so we will soon see what is behind the locked door and those 3 chests. Yeah, I like when there's no coordinates either, because I'm bad at counting. We have an herb and the stones. So now if JJ Schmidt marks the position of the Rainbow Drop Cave, it should be very easy for him to get.
Absolutely.
So now there's almost no point to check out this cave.
Yeah, I imagine he's going to go ahead and see what it is just so that he knows for sure, but nothing inside that he's going to really need.
But he seems to be going to take a look anyway.
It is the mountain cave, so it's very quick to check these chests, but I don't think there's anything in here that he needs. And I don't remember if there was any gold in the treasury. Maybe he wants to do a gold grind, but again, I don't think we've seen a silver shield either. So very interesting to see what JJ Schmidt's going to do here.
I'm going to agree with you. I don't think there was gold in the treasury. And still no Hurtmore.
Yeah, it looks like Radiant is what they just picked up. And Wolfman, that's right. No, we have not seen a death necklace yet. So, yeah, JJ Schmidt maybe wanting to check for that real quick.
Ah, that's a good point.
Yeah, with their strength still far too low to fight the Dragon Lord, and HP getting pretty close to Death Necklace viability, it might not be the worst play in the world to go ahead and see if that Death Necklace is here in this cave, as the Werewolf giving JJ Schmidt a little bit of a hard time.
No, especially with JJ Schmidt on a hit point strength build, so if he gets one good level for HP between now and, say, 16, the Death Necklace would be very viable for him.
And never mind.
Yeah, it looks like he's not going to worry about it.
Yeah, JJ Schmidt, realizing there's nothing else he needs, not wanting to go for that Death Necklace, just going to go ahead and cast Outside and get a move on with putting together this Rainbow Drop and potentially maybe checking Swamp Cave for a grind spot, or might just go into Charlock and grind there.
Or he could be hoping the Death Necklace is in Charlock's treasury itself. That he might check on the way down.
Potentially, but I think at this point he's decided that he is done with his checks and is just going to want to get a move on for the rest of the seed. But going to be interesting to see what decisions he makes from here on out.
And Jackamus Wedge pointing out, with heal more and 100% HP, the Golem should be the essential grind spot. But we'll see what they choose, because I don't think we've seen what's guarding the princess yet.
Yeah, we haven't. Yeah, we have not checked that. Yeah, Golem's still hitting pretty hard with that 57 defense. Going to be hitting for about the same as that Dragon Lord Breath. So not the most efficient grind, at least MP-wise, going to be burning through those heal mores really quickly if the Golem doesn't stay asleep. So might want to go check that Swamp Tile for potentially an Axe Knight or a Blue Dragon. Might be a little bit more of an efficient grind.
If the Golem would cast heal every time, it wouldn't be too bad. Looks like JJ Schmidt is going to grind on some of these. He's found a spot where they do show up pretty handily. Meanwhile, the TheAlanHeffley project is having a little hard time with that stone golem. And it looks like the Golem's not having any of this this repeat attack on himself.
Yeah, a little bit of an unfortunate thing about the NES version of this game. In the remakes of this game, as far as I'm aware, all the remakes of this game, the Golem is guaranteed to stay asleep the turn after you use the Fairy Flute. But in the NES version, he can wake up immediately after, so you're never guaranteed to get any free swings from that Fairy Flute usage. It's always a little bit of a gamble when you do decide to use it. But JJ Schmidt able to take that down, going to get a move on with getting back to that Jerk and getting his Rainbow Drop.
I actually have a question, and chat can help me out, or my very smart co-commentator can. I'm guessing I know the answer already, but you can't excellent move the Dragon Lord too, can you?
Move? Is that what you said? I'm sorry?
So can you excellent move the DL2?
Oh, no. So in the NES version, you cannot critical Dragon Lord 1 or 2, and you also cannot miss. You can't miss, and Dragon Lord 2 also can't miss. All of that was changed in the remakes. In the Super Famicom and Game Boy remakes, you can critical Dragon Lord, and Dragon Lord cannot crit, but the Dragon Lord and the hero can miss. So a little bit more interesting Dragon Lord 2 fight potential in the remakes. But yes, in this version, no chance for a critical hit and no chances for misses from either side.
And JJ Schmidt just picked up his Rainbow Drop, so now he is pretty much in grind mode. Looks like he's going to try to... He was looking for a large shield, I would imagine. Now, would you think... This is for you, Lafkian. Now, if you knew you could do a gold grind, and your defense this low, would you think about it if you knew a silver shield was close?
Yeah, if I knew where a silver shield was, let's say for example at the time that JJ Schmidt discovered mountain cave in the back of Garenham. If I knew where a silver shield was, yes, I would absolutely be gold grinding for one. But JJ Schmidt does not know where one was. He hasn't seen one yet, so I agree with his call to not gold grind at this point in time.
Makes me wonder if he's looking for one now. He's rooting through the towns. Maybe he's looking for one, and if he finds one, he might try a gold grind for it.
Yeah, I wouldn't blame him for that either. Again, this defense power is abnormally low for this point in the run. So I believe the last shop we have not seen is the one that is locked behind a magic door in Cantland. So might want to go back and check and see if there's a silver shield there, and then may choose to go to Garenham and clear out that mountain cave and then do a gold grind after that. So we'll just have to see.
Because, I mean, 57 defense, that's pretty low, and you can't defense break the Dragon Lord too. Looks like JJ Schmidt might be checking out the tile here. And it's the Fun Police. Oh, and an excellent move.
Wow, one-shotting that red dragon, having no issues with that particular... Wow, 31 HP. Oh my goodness.
This might be a situation where you might want to look for the Death Necklace now.
Yeah, he does officially have more than enough HP to put on that Death Necklace if he so chooses. Gonna go ahead and stay here and fight this red dragon. And yeah, I completely agree with this choice. I'm very glad that he came here to check this particular spike tile.
Because the red dragons just look like they just want to go all-out attack. They don't seem to have anything else.
Nope, some very basic red dragons here. Going to be a little bit more efficient than those golems in the long run, especially as he gets more levels and hopefully a little bit more defense to come along with them.
And they're not bad gold either, so if he grinds enough, he may be close enough so his gold grind would not take long. Because unless they get some huge strength or agility gains within the next 3 or 4 levels, this could be a bit dicey heading down at 16 or 17.
Oh man, JJ Schmidt getting a bit of a low roll on that critical hit. Not able to one-shot this red dragon, but going to be able to take it out here pretty shortly.
Meanwhile, TheAlanHeffley is still searching for his 3 items. He has not picked... Oh, he's got the harp. He's got the harp, sorry. But I don't know what he's been doing. I don't know if he's been grinding or... Because it seems to me he's just been kind of running in circles at the moment. Looks like the Fun Police is getting kind of tired of being beat up and striking back a little bit. Oh, the Fun Police never take a day off. And the Green Dragon will make sure JJ Schmidt gets a refill on his HP and MP pretty hastily. So I'd be curious to see if JJ Schmidt changes up his grind spot or if he goes back for those dragons. Because he does know where everything is at. Meanwhile, TheAlanHeffley taking on a green dragon. Looks like jjschmidt might be making a beeline for Sherlock here.
Yeah, I'm thinking that as well. It didn't look like he was heading back towards that swamp cave to continue his grind. Oh, here we go. He's looking for that silver shield or a large shield. Either of the two would be a very welcome upgrade.
And just a large shield. So does that mean the silver shield does not appear?
Looks like it. Yeah, there is a chance that there's no guarantee that there's going to be a silver shield in any given seed. So looks like we are silver shieldless, but fortunately able to find that large shield for a small boost in defense.
Ah, I did not know. Well, that's going to seriously affect the defense a little bit. Looks like jjschmidt stocking up on herbs, fairy water, and everything else he needs. I didn't see what TheAlanHeffley bought there, actually. Looks like jjschmidt is going back to grind on those red dragons. Meanwhile, TheAlanHeffley is making his way towards somewhere. Not quite sure where he's going with this. So jjschmidt is going to grind out some more red dragons. So we'll keep an eye on TheAlanHeffley's side, see where he decides to go now. Right now he's having trouble getting away from the AK-47. And not anymore. And jjschmidt gets level 14. 9722. So still lacking on the attack power and the agility.
Yeah, not going to be ready for Dragon Lord 2, but that 9 attack power going to potentially make this red dragon grind just that much more efficient, and the agility going to give him a little bit more defense power as well.
Meanwhile, TheAlanHeffley is making his way again. Hopefully he won't get stopped by the AK-47 this time. So without some stat gains, good stat gains soon, we could be looking at a 17 or 18 level before it looks alright to go down. Looks like the TheAlanHeffley is going to make his attempt at Hawksness to get his Erdrick's armor as well. But the blue dragon puts him to sleep. But he quickly wakes up. This low agility, it's making it hard for him to run from any of these upper game enemies.
Yeah, honestly, even with 38 agility, I believe you only need 50 to be a 50-50 shot to run away from blue dragons. But yeah, with 38 agility, going to be below a coin flip chance just to run away from these guys. So yeah, this low agility definitely making it a rough go with the seed.
And him with a strength agility build, you gotta think one of these levels coming up is he's gonna reap the benefits of some agility.
Yeah, I would imagine if he gets to level 14, looking at jjschmidt's agility, it's usually about 10% in either direction. So I would imagine he'd be pretty close to 70 once he does reach that level. We'll just have to wait and see.
This stone man must have been off the trap dial.
Yeah, just a random battle there for JJ Schmidt. Decided to go ahead and use some of those resources to make sure he clears that battle. Now going to go take a little nap, get his MP back, and go right back to grinding.
Meanwhile, once TheAlanHeffley gets this, and he excellent moves to Golem. Once he gets his armor, it'll make it easier for him to get his key items.
Yeah, exactly. That armor is going to be a big pickup for the TheAlanHeffley.
But he is still yet to find Rimdalar, so he is keyless.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't believe we've seen any random keys in treasure chests this seed. If there were any to be found, they're locked behind keys themselves, potentially in the bottom of the grave or in Mountain Cave. So, yeah, TheAlanHeffley does need to find himself Rimdalar if he wants to make more progress in the seed.
And he picks up his armor and a good little agility boost. And JJ Schmidt is going back to beat up some more fun police. It doesn't matter now, he's got Erdrix. Looks like he's gonna grind on a few armored knights on his way out. Meanwhile, 77 is killing out some red dragons still. Yeah, Wolfman, I didn't know that there could not be a certain item in a shop. Or is it just a silver shield that would be unavailable?
No, you can... Any item, the weapon shops are completely randomized, so sometimes you might not see a hand axe. In this particular seed, I don't believe we've seen a copper sword anywhere. So any of the available shop items could be just not in a particular seed.
Ooh, and the fun police stops JJ Schmidt's grind when he had lots of magic power left. He had 37, and the red dragon hit for 38. TheAlanHeffley is now off to explore some more. But he does really need to find Rimdalar soon.
Absolutely.
Like yesterday.
I do believe Rimdalar was hidden inside a swamp, so if we see TheAlanHeffley walking towards a town in the swamp, we'll know that he's finally found it, so just got to keep an eye out for that.
These armored knights are giving him trouble, though. But he's trying to fight his way through, and as long as they're casting hurt, they're not doing a whole lot of damage to you. Level 15 didn't hold much for the attack power stats, so...
Wow, yeah, lots of MP and HP here for JJ Schmidt, but very much lacking on the strength and agility, so gonna need to keep grinding here. If we look at the math real quick, JJ Schmidt sitting on 13 heal mores, looking at 15 potential attacks once he puts that death necklace on. So gonna want about an average damage of 10, or a 10 or 11 to be able to reasonably win this Dragon Lord 2 fight, but right now only swinging for 2 to 4, unfortunately, so gonna need a little bit more strength here.
And don't forget, he still has not found the death necklace. I think he's betting it being on the treasury. down Sherlock itself. And it does look like TheAlanHeffley is heading the right direction, because I'm pretty sure Rimdalar was north of Sherlock.
Yeah, hopefully it's close by. Hopefully it's right there in that swamp just to the east so that TheAlanHeffley can get his keys and start making progress on this seed.
And there is a swamp. McGrew, you can't be like that. And
there
yes.
it is. Yes, there. That's Rimmeldar for TheAlanHeffley. Gonna get himself some keys, gonna make his checks, gonna put all the items together, and he's gonna do his absolute best to catch up to JJ Schmidt here.
Yeah, once he gets these keys, it won't take him long to piece everything together and then start his grind, so. Just have to hope his agility and strength is a little bit more promising than JJ Schmidt's.
Yeah, if he can pick himself up a large shield, if he remembers to go back to Cantland to do that, he's going to have a little bit more defense power, could potentially have a more efficient grind than JJ Schmidt, but still probably going to need to hope for a failed dive or two out of JJ Schmidt once he feels like he's ready in order to make up this 4,000 point experience deficit.
Well, at 148, he can potentially take 3 shots from the Dragon Lord, can't he, before he heals?
Sorry, what was that?
If he does make the 148 hit points, he can potentially take 3 shots from the Dragon Lord before needing to heal?
Absolutely, yeah. At 148 or above, I mean, you can take 2 max fire breaths and potentially be still left with around 50 or 50 to 60 hit points. So, yeah, triple attacks are absolutely possible. And I don't remember who, but someone pointed out after a race that once you're in like the 140 plus range, it's actually really hard to overheal with Heal More, which heals you for 80 to 100. So you can actually, there's some complicated math you can do that's way beyond me, that basically involves calculating your effective amount of hit points, and then you can do a slightly different calculation of the amount of damage you might be able to do with that large hit point pool. But regardless, JJ Schmidt's going to need a lot more attack power before he can consider that option.
And TheAlanHeffley has picked up his token, so now he is going to go check the back of Tantagel Castle. And TheAlanHeffley immediately gets his Staff of Rain. So once he does find Garenham again and gets the Stones of Sunlight, he should be on his way. I have a feeling Schmidt's going to be level 17 or 18 before he has the strength to attempt it.
Potentially, it's going to take about, I believe, 3 more red dragons here to find out what that next level brings.
And TheAlanHeffley picks up level 13 in his travels. And a big hit point gain of 28. He'll be happy to see that. It looks like TheAlanHeffley is making a beeline for Garringham here, so he will pick up his stones shortly. And let's see who's wrong and who's right. Called it.
Oh my goodness, stop cheating. Wow,
everybody...
with 113 attack power, is jjschmidt preparing for a dive?
He might be preparing for a dive and hope he finds the death necklace. If he doesn't find the death necklace down there, he may nope out of it and grind some more. That could be the only reason I would think he'd try a dive right now.
Yeah, he's got 151 hit points, which I'm just going to go ahead and say is a pretty absurd amount for level 16. But 13 heal more is... Okay, he's coming back here to fight these golems. Interesting call.
Yeah, I think if I was in his boots, I think I would make a dive to see if the death necklace was down there. That's a good shot on a golem. And TheAlanHeffley has found Garringham, so he will pick up his stones in short order. Now, if you're TheAlanHeffley and you're an hour and 21 in and you're just finding your third item, and you're racing against a guy like jjschmidt, you gotta figure you're behind.
Oh, absolutely.
Now, will feeling like you're behind maybe push you to make a rash decision, say a 16 level dive?
Yeah, potentially. We'll just have to see. I mean, just to kind of call it the way I see it, given the experience differential, TheAlanHeffley is going to need at least a failed dive out of jjschmidt to even make it to 16 before jjschmidt finishes, unfortunately. But if that situation does occur, I would not be surprised to see a level 16 dive out of TheAlanHeffley.
Because he will have roughly the same stats. He might be a little lower on the HP, but he will be higher in the agility.
Yeah, I think TheAlanHeffley is going to be looking at about 135 at level 16, but he's going to have probably around 70 or 71 agility. So, again, a little bit more agility, a little bit more defense power could decide, you know, TheAlanHeffley could decide that tip skills in his favor at that point.
Plus, TheAlanHeffley hasn't picked up a large shield yet, so... But now with Hurt More, he will be easier killing the overworld enemies, so he should start gaining levels faster. I wonder if Schmidt is just testing if the golem grind would be faster than the red dragons.
Yeah, he might be trying to test exactly how often the golems do that weak baby breath, and also maybe he might figure that their physical attacks are going to not quite be as strong as the red dragons. I do believe the golem's HP pool is higher, so I want to say this is strictly less efficient just in terms of how quickly you can kill the golem itself, but might be a little bit better in terms of safety in the long term.
And now TheAlanHeffley has got his rainbow drop, and he is heading towards Sherlock, it seems. Could he be going for an information dive?
Or might just want to put down that rainbow drop. He does have it, so yeah, might want to peek inside and see what's waiting for him.
And we have dueling AK-47s on our runner screen. I think this level coming up for jjschmidt will be the deal breaker with attack power. And Heffley is the first to enter Sherlock at 1 hour 25 minutes.
Still got a lot of grinding to go here, but finding a green dragon and dispatching it quickly with that Hurtmore and making a left turn. Let's see if he keeps going here to again try to get that information as to what enemies are in Sherlock.
Looks like JJ Schmidt's going to get an in Garenham, and we'll see what he decides to do next. He may head back to his red dragon grind. Yeah, those wizards are like the Demon Knight. They're pretty hard to hit with spells, if at all. AlanHeffley seems to be grinding here at the opening to Sherlock, which is not a bad, looks like a YOLO Hurtmore there, a little miss menu. No, it looks like JJ Schmidt is heading back to the golems. Which I find kind of odd, seeing as how close the town is to heal from the Red Dragon grind.
Yeah, very interesting decision, and one that I'm definitely going to want to ask him about if we can get him in for a post-match interview.
And as we have both our players in their grind mode right now, and here's level 17, and he's going to get no strength again. 5.
Wow, 13 more hit points, and wow, 114. So he's right there now at 14 heal more, 16 attacks. And now he's swinging for, I believe, 4 to 9 damage. So looking at 13, looking at about 7 average damage, he might actually think about a dive. Again, this HP pool is absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, and if he does manage to come across the necklace, the death necklace, down in Sherlock, it could be very, very handy.
Yeah, chat noting that we're talking about getting the death necklace and still getting doubles now. JJ Schmidt still has not checked that mountain cave, so I believe, and also the bottom of the grave, so about 6 chests outside of Sherlock and 7 chests inside of Sherlock. So it's basically a coin flip as to where the death necklace could be. Now, in this situation, I don't know whether I would want to grab it or not. I think I want to keep the HP instead of trying to get the attack power, but gonna be real interesting to see what call JJ Schmidt decides to make here.
I think if you find a declination, you'd almost have to put it on with that much HP. I think the stat gain and the attack would balance out the HP loss. But stay tuned, folks. We will soon find out. As it looks like JJ Schmidt is making his way towards Sherlock. Or going to Rimdalar to heal up first, maybe? Meanwhile, AlanHeffley is level 14 and heading back for more grind in Sherlock. Yeah, up to NG. I believe he's probably hoping that it's in the treasury. Now, whether he checks it or not, I guess we'll find out in a few short minutes, but... as he pours the flask into the water, creating a bridge. But with 68 agility, you still would think he would have problems running from the later game enemies, wouldn't he? What do you think, Lafkin?
Think about... Sorry, what was that?
I said he's still pretty low on the agility stat, though. You think running is going to be a problem as he gets down lower?
Well, it depends on what enemies he's going to see here. So far, only wizards, green dragons, and stone men are what I've seen here. And 76 agility, I don't think he's going to have too hard a time running from those particular enemies. But yes, if we see red dragons or AK-47s, he is less than 50% to get away from those particular monsters. So we're just going to have to wait and see what waits on the lower floors of Sharlock. Sharlock is divided up into, I believe, 3 or 4 different zones, so multiple chances here to potentially see or avoid those higher level enemies.
And welcome to chat, Will Cleosis. How's it going? Looks like JJ Schmidt is fighting his way down, maybe hoping to grab 18 before he gets there?
Yeah, 18 is not that far away, 14 to 50, so only about 1,200 experience away, and a lot of very grindable enemies here, so very interesting call here out of JJ Schmidt. If he gets any attack power out of this next level, that should seal it for him.
Yeah, if he get any attack power at all, he really wouldn't even need to use the Death Necklace, and then he could get triple attacks most of the time. So it would essentially make the Dragon Lord a free fight, I think. And Eno's XX, yes, these stats are real. That is some massive HP and some low agi. Well, I think whether JJ Schmidt gets 18 or not, he's going to give it a shot one way or the other. Looks like TheAlanHeffley is making a dive in as well. Our runners are on tile with each other, or they were a second ago. And looks like JJ Schmidt is only a couple of fights away from hitting that 18. We'll see if he decides to check the treasury or not. I can't see him skipping it. Nobody knows, Wolfman. It could be in the chest they missed in the grave. It could be in the chest they missed in the fighter's cave. Or it could be in here. So it might not even be in here, which could cause a problem if it isn't.
Oh, wow, JJ Schmidt is going to check. Oh, no keys! JJ Schmidt is out of keys, and it looks like he is just going to go... Where's he going to go from here?
Oh, no! But to the TheAlanHeffley checked those chests and didn't find a death necklace, so... It's either in the grave, or it's in the mountain cave.
And that is that 50-50 gamble. It could be in the vanilla sword spot, let's not forget. So we'll have to see if either player goes to check. There is one more chest here in Sherlock that they could check.
I think
both players can check it.
I think JJ Schmidt's just gonna go for it. He's down here. He's got level 17. He's probably a little better than 50%. Why wouldn't you?
Yeah, both players are actually going to take their chances here. TheAlanHeffley, I really don't think he has a chance at this Dragon Lord. Maybe just wants to check what this Spike Tile boss is, see if it's grindable or not. JJ Schmidt.
He does have 11 heal. Yeah, his attack power is way too low. He'd be hitting for 2 to 4, if that. I think he's about 300 experience away.
He's less than 100 now. 14,250 is the next level.
He'll get that on the Spike Tile.
Yeah, he'll definitely get that. Well, he'll get that off this Green Dragon too, but yeah, he definitely would have gotten it off the Spike Tile if nothing else.
So let's see.
Oh my goodness!
100% to win now. This is a free fight for JJ Schmidt.
This is the freest fight that you could possibly imagine.
So
that was
pretty well level up. But it looks like TheAlanHeffley is going to give it a shot at level 14.
Yeah, TheAlanHeffley basically gambling on Hurtmore strats here. He's going to need to land several Hurtmores on this Dragon Lord if he wants to have a chance. But JJ Schmidt going to have no problem. All he needs to do is remember to hold B, say no to the Dragon Lord, and this is going to be the easiest fight that I have seen in quite a long time.
Yeah, like this Dragon Lord is pretty well free. Well, that's not pretty well free. It pending 3 or 4 missed menus in the same turn. Other than that, it's a lock. Well, good luck to both our runners.
Absolutely, this is going to be a crazy one here. I do believe we're going to see TheAlanHeffley leading off with a Hurtmore, but JJ Schmidt. Oh no!
He got surprised attacked. He only had 41 HP.
Wow.
That's...
You hate to see this kind of thing happen.
And now JJ Schmidt is going to take down his Dragon Lord.
To answer a question in chat, why is this fight free? If you look at JJ Schmidt's stats, normally we want to fight the Dragon Lord with about 97 HP to guarantee that a max Dragon Lord breath, which can hit for a max of 48. If we get 2 max Dragon Lord breaths in a row, we want to be able to survive that and still swing safely. With 165 HP and 133 attack power, and all the MP that JJ Schmidt has, I mean, he's going to have heal mores left to spare by the time this fight is over for sure. I mean, here he's getting in a double attack, may even get a triple attack here. Not quite, but basically guaranteed double attacks, which by double attack, I mean he's going to be able to attack twice before having to heal. And yeah, going to do it again right here. 2 attacks before requiring a heal more. In fact, gets a 3rd attack in there with that 54 HP. And again, probably not even going to need to use half of his MP before finishing up this fight.
Yeah, he's pretty well done now, so...
Yeah, I haven't been counting his damage. It's really... it doesn't really matter at this point. Any attack from this point could finish it off. And yeah, going to be no problem, again, unless there is some sort of input error.
Yeah, I agree with Jackamus because the Dragon Lord could hit for 50 or more with that low defense power. And welcome into chat, Math Girl.
And there it is. JJ Schmidt does take down the Dragon Lord with 3 heal mores and a couple of extra attacks to spare. Not a problem at all. Gonna hit that return spell and head back to Tantagel to claim his victory. Get out your GGs in chat, folks.
And it looks like AlanHeffley is going to grind on some golems, but he is about to get some bad news. And JJ Schmidt wins with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 40 minutes, and 22 seconds.
Majorion, no princess, no search spot required in this particular seed, so gonna get that quick victory there.
So we'll see if we can get JJ Schmidt in here for an interview. AlanHeffley is taking the honorable way out and attempting to finish the seed.
And with that ding, I do believe we have JJ Schmidt in chat. JJ Schmidt, congratulations, man. How you feel?
Oh, I feel really good about that one. I got a lot of luck kind of throughout the whole thing.
So, quick question, Sahangry Kanak here. What made you decide to go with the Golem grind over the Red Dragons towards the end?
I feel like they were about even, one way or the other. It was actually about one point I fought a Stone Man, and they did the Baby Breath, and then I remembered the Golem had that too. And then at that point, I had enough power. I felt like the heal spell wouldn't waste as much time, so I just kind of hedged my bet.
Yeah, that was what I was thinking. I was very curious to see you give up on that Red Dragon grind, but I kind of figured that maybe you thought between Golem potentially physicaling for a little bit less and also doing less with the Baby Breath, that might be why you went with that particular grind.
And to put your mind at ease, since you had no keys, the Death Necklace was not in the Sharlock Treasury. What did you think when you got there without a key?
Oh, Jesus. Yeah. Well, I knew there were 3 chests. I mean, the Vanilla Sword and then the 2 in the grave that I did not check. So
I also believe you found one chest in Mountain Cave and just noped out, and I don't think I saw you go back there.
Yeah, so I was gonna just look because I was kind of tired of grinding, and that would have been go mode. But the whole way down, I was just, playing as if I needed another level, and was just gonna see if I could end it right there.
Yeah, and I think that was absolutely the correct play. I mean, fortunately, Sharlock was a bit nicer this time around, and plenty of enemies to pick up that extra experience, and then you must have felt extremely relieved when you saw that level 17.
Yeah, that took all the guesswork out of it.
Yeah, question marks all off the table at that point for sure. It was pretty much a given from that point onwards. So, yeah, here from the commentators table, I gotta say, one thing I think that really set this race apart is AlanHeffley is just got level 15 and is grinding the golems for his levels. You did a little bit of a mid-game grind there, right around, I think, level 6 or level 7. I think you found, some wyverns that you decided you really wanted to fight and get some extra levels on. Do you remember that? Can you tell me a little bit about that thought process?
Yeah, there was a couple of places. So I think around the level 6 to 7 mark, there were wraiths and warlocks in an area, and then it also wound up being a desert area with metal slimes, which is one huge chunk of time saved just by killing one of those that early.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then around Brecon area, I'd already cleared the second continent, but there were some Druid Lords and some Wyverns around there that I figure you're not going to get much better trying to grind on the exploring path. So I just stuck around there until the resources dried up to get another level, I think.
Yeah, and from where I said, I think that's what absolutely broke open the seed for you. I remember at one point after you did stop grinding, I think you were sitting around 70, 80 hit points, and you were doing some exploring and fighting wyverns and able to take those down, whereas TheAlanHeffley, if he'd run into those, would not have been able to fight them at all. So I want to say that's really what made the difference for you, is just kind of stopping and getting those extra couple levels early on. Just allowed you to explore much more efficiently.
Yeah, it still wasn't a great exploration because there still wasn't a whole lot of upper tier enemies that I could handle. But so that was a little slower than I would have liked in an ideal seed. But as far as this seed goes, I think that everything went just about as smoothly as I could have hoped for, start to finish.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. I think some of those starting stats were a little bit unfortunate, but we do have the official forfeit in from TheAlanHeffley. I'm going to see if I can get him in for a very quick interview. We are bumping up against Final Fantasy 1 Randomizer, but I do want to see if we can get a couple words out of TheAlanHeffley here.
Yeah, I know he's got work coming up. So,
all right, I did go ahead and give that invitation to TheAlanHeffley. JJ Schmidt, any final words on the seed?
Not really. I was wondering, I'll watch the VOD back, but I was wondering how quickly TheAlanHeffley might have found coal, because that was one huge thing. Seeing we had 4 strength and got 700 gold right out of the gate, it was, let's see what towns I can find right away.
Oh, well, yeah, that is one thing I do want to note about TheAlanHeffley. Yeah, Henry, go ahead and talk about what TheAlanHeffley did early on.
Yeah, early on, he did get the gold, but he decided to fight before going anywhere, and he did get wiped. So he lost a lot of the gold. So when he did find the town, which he did find shortly after you, he couldn't afford anything, so that kind of slowed him down.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. That was the first thing I did, was save that gold. Because of 4 strength, there's no guarantees. I did stop to fight that ghost, which could have caused me to reset, but we did have 4 heals, so it wasn't like an unbelievably rough start. But without that hand axe, that would have been, exponentially worse.
Absolutely, yeah. And unfortunately, when TheAlanHeffley opened up that first chest, he did only get 510. So that also kind of factored into him resetting once he saw that hand axe. He wasn't going to have enough gold, even if he just made it there immediately from start. So heads up call from him did make this seed a little bit more competitive.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. I'm glad he got in there and got it, because otherwise I was worried a little bit that he'd just be banging his head against the wall for the first 20 minutes, because I know it was something that I would do if I hadn't have just lucked upon Cole first.
Yeah, absolutely.
Looks like TheAlanHeffley has declined an interview, so if you want to take us out, Lafkin, I guess we can call this one a wrap.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we do need to wrap this up. We do have Final Fantasy 1 Randomizer coming up basically immediately after the closure of this particular race. Just to recap here, TheAlanHeffley is going to go to 1-1. Could potentially face myself or the Hank Canuck here in this next round. JJ Schmidt going to go to 2-0. So looking very good to making that final bracket. So again, congratulations to JJ Schmidt and congratulations to TheAlanHeffley on a good showing. Go ahead and drop both of these runners a follow. You can also follow myself at twitch.tv/Lavkin. You can follow Hangry Canuck. Please give thanks to the hardworking people behind the scenes as well. Tracking was done by CyberDoc86 and rehosting, of course, by Wolfman2000. But again, that is going to wrap it up for today. But don't go away. There will be, again, Final Fantasy 1 Randomizer on this very channel and lots more Dragon Warrior action coming up later this afternoon. So don't go anywhere. But until then, thank you guys so much on behalf of myself and Hangry Canuck and everyone behind the scenes. Have a great rest of your afternoon.